welcome back again. For those who don't know me, my name is Christina and I created this channel because I want to help you. I want to help you improve your English. I want to help you improve your quality of life. I want to help you be happy and promote a well-being. Today I'm just going to set aside my video blog where I talk about my weight loss journey and my mental health issues and how to improve that, and I want to talk more about my journey to fluency. So it's a bit related to the other one because everything is related. Still I am the same person, but I'm going to talk about how I improved my English and how can I help you improve yours if you want to learn or want to speak with a better English. I'd like to start a question in which I would say, where did my interest in English start? I'm gonna say I can't remember the actual day when I became kind of interested in the English language, but I know I was quite young. I was probably a child and I started to get interested in different languages, not just in English, but in different number of languages. I would say I was always really curious about the way people sound, so different accents, even in Spain. My parents at the time used to travel quite a lot. I live up north in the north of Spain. I lived in the south of Spain and we moved to Mallorca. So there is a wide range of different accents in Spanish, and I got always really interested into learning them. More than actually copying the way they sound to sound like them, I wanted to imitate them just because I was curious. I was finding it quite interesting for my knowledge, and I think that is part of it, and that's what helped me into improving my English. I use that same technique because at the end of the day, what we do is just imitate a language, and you learn a language through imitation. When I started to improve my English, I would say like the basic steps of English, it was when I was in Mallorca, I guess, because it's a multicultural island and many people from different countries. So by the time I was in Mallorca, I was getting to know people from Germany, people from England, people from different places in Spain. I got to meet some of them, and they were people usually that would stay with me and at school, and we used to play together. So it's when I started to build up my interest in different languages. At the same time, I was learning Catalan because it was the official, Mallorquin, which is the official language in Mallorca. So I had to speak Spanish aside and learn that second language. At the same time, when I was a kid, I was living in the north of Spain where they speak Euskera, and I had to learn that language as well. I can't speak it anymore because I lost it, but when I was there, I had to learn, and it was because I was a child, I would pick up the language quite quickly. So after a few years, my mom got pregnant, and my parents decided to move back home, and I got to school in there. And by the time, my English language was higher towards the rest of the class, but because every certain regions in Spain will teach English in a different level, and they will promote more English in places where are more multicultural, like big cities or places like Mallorca. But the rest of Spain, especially inland Spain, they won't teach as much English as we would like to. Then my interest in the English language started to grow, and it kept growing. And when I turned 18, I started university. I started an English language degree. Initially, I wanted to study translating and interpreting, but I didn't qualify for that. I never finished my degree. Like I said, lack of self-esteem. Even though I knew if I studied, I would get a really good mark, I wasn't just ready for that. At that time, I didn't have my mindset set in that direction where I could improve my English in a better way. I kind of lost hope. I started a relationship, and after a few years my depression kept growing and my insecurities kept growing, and I was feeling the lack of self-esteem like I mentioned before. There was a point in 2013 when my relationship ended, and then I decided I wanted to go back to my English language learning, and I decided, well, I spoke with my parents, they supported me and they helped me into moving from Spain to England. So that is when my English language started to grow, but my interest in English language started to grow back again. I would say when I moved to England, my English was kind of okay. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I was struggling to have a fluent conversation for more than 2 minutes, but I could manage to get, my writing and my vocabulary had a wider range, and as well as my grammar, it wasn't that bad. But when I had to speak in public, I would struggle, I would stop myself so many times. I know now that I can talk hours and hours and never shut up. I still struggle sometimes if I don't find a word, but it does happen as well in my own language. So I'm kind of used to it. I just got used to speaking and listening and communicating in English on a daily basis. When did my English language start to improve? When I immersed. Every day I had to communicate in English. There was no excuse. So I started to think in English rather than in Spanish. It seems easy to say, but it's a tough and very hard work to do. However, you do a very simple thing, like you need to do, you need to go shopping. You just write down the shopping in English. Even if you don't know the word, like if you want to buy certain vegetables and you don't know the word in English, check in the dictionary, like a English, Spanish, or whatever language you speak, write it down in English, and then you know that word. And then for the next day, when you go shopping again, you don't have to look at the dictionary, you just write down that. That is one of the tips. I will give it to you. What else can I say about the process of improving your English? For example, very simple things from watching. For example, in my case, I went from watching movies and TV series in Spanish, where they were originally English, and then I changed from watching them in Spanish to watching them in English with Spanish subtitles. After that, after a while, I just put English subtitles, and when I felt confident enough, I removed the subtitles and I started to watch them without subtitles. That is a slow process. From watching them in English with Spanish subtitles to watching them in English without subtitles, it took me over 2.5 years to do that. So don't feel bad if you think that it's taking you ages, because it took me ages too. What I would say to you, try when you remove the subtitles and you think you're strong enough and you are confident enough to understand by the context, is when your English is going to go to a higher level. It's really difficult to do that, but it's not impossible. I've managed to do that, and I think if I could do that, you can do that too. Don't get stressed if you just get 60 to 80% of it. It's just completely normal. Just like I said, understand by the context. If you're alone or with a friend and both of you are trying to learn English, you can stop it, go back, listen to it again, go back as many times as you need it. But even if you don't understand it and you refuse to use the subtitles, you will understand the rest of it without even needing, if you didn't pick up that, it's normal. It's just something that is going to happen. Sometimes I missed many of them when I'm watching with a movie and I say, what did he say? And my friend's just like, I didn't quite catch that either. And we just kept watching it because otherwise it's just kind of missing the point of the movie, enjoying the movie and understanding what's happening. Another way of improving your English would be meet people, get to know different people from different countries. At the end of it, a language is created to communicate. So if you think that English is, I believe English is one of the languages for communicating with people from everywhere in the world, whereas in Spanish it's a little bit more limited, or French or German is more limited. But But if you manage to speak in English, and those people can communicate in English as well, you can learn more about different cultures. Also, I'd say, for example, like meeting people. I had an English boyfriend once, and I've got to say that my English improved a lot thanks to that, because we didn't quite see each other every day. We had like a long distance relationship, so we didn't see each other daily, and I managed to talk to him on the phone almost every day. And my English at the time wasn't the best. My listening skills, I thought they were good, but because I didn't see that person, it was really difficult to understand him. And he used to speak quite a really fast speed, and he would say many slang words that I didn't quite understand. However, he was patient enough to stop and explain certain things I didn't quite understand. So even though we're not together anymore, I kind of have to thank him for that, because my English went to a different level and I improved it, and thanks to that I'm also here. What other things can be positive when you're learning a language? Well, thanks to improving my language, I managed to get a better position at my workplace. And along with that as well, at that year, 2018, when my change started to happen, I started to study back again, and I wanted to go to university. So I went into learning English in a more deep way, getting more vocabulary, getting to understand some more grammar points, and a little bit more of improving my pronunciation, because I had to do the IELTS, and I had to get like a decent mark to be accepted at university. So I was more interested into learning English. At the same time, I started to watch some YouTubers, teachers of English. I will make a video about my top 5 of English teachers, YouTubers, because I think they're worth being mentioned in the future, and I think it can help you as well through learning English. As I'm not a teacher, I don't intend to be a teacher. I'm just giving you my tips, what has helped me through improving my English. So pretty much that's taken my whole life to learn a language. No, I'm lying. It's taken me probably 5 to 6 years to be proficient in a language. However, you can do it in less time. If you really want to, you can actually learn a language quite easy. As soon as you can communicate, you don't need to be 100% fluent, and you don't have to speak like a native. You can communicate in English with your accent, and it's still going to be understood. So don't think that an accent is going to stop you from being fluent. I'd say if you really want to learn English, you really need to practice every day. It's something that I always say to people. This doesn't happen from one day to another. Like my weight loss, it didn't happen from one day to the other. Same as learning a language, it won't happen from one day to another. You need to add stuff every day, keep building your knowledge every day, so you become more fluent, more confident. Well, I think that's all for today. I hope you liked it. I'm here to show you that learning a language shouldn't be a barrier. I'm not here to teach you English. I'm not qualified to do that just yet. I'm still learning, I'm still practicing, I'm still studying for that. But I'm going to give you, I'm putting myself as an example, because I think I'm fluent enough to show you that English shouldn't be a language that you need to be afraid of, and you can also learn it. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button. And if you want to hear from me, and when I upload a new video you want to get notified, click on the bell button as well. And you can find me on my social media in Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. And if you have any questions, just please comment below and I'll be more than happy to answer all of that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.